So Candace Owens just brought the hammer down on Nick Shirley. You think that she's went too far, but she goes at Nick Shirley, just bringing into question his independent journalism skills and saying that he's fake. We're going to take a look at what she said exactly, and to me, it's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. It didn't sound right whenever I listened. It's like, how do I take you serious, Candace? I don't know how to take you serious because you're projecting on everyone your own insecurities. But we're going to take a look at this. This is Nick Shirley introducing himself on TPUSA, the Charlie Kirk Show, and just watch Candace Owens' eyes.
Not just the United States, but all across the world, showing the realities of things as they really are, whether it had been the migrant crisis or the fentanyl crisis or asking people who they're voting for. I go to all the locations or just doing ride-alongs with gangsters in Chicago as well.
Yeah. Okay, so this...
You see, it sounds like she's going to be pretty unbiased right there. Not too much going on, but he introduced, I'm Nick Shirley. This is before he became just viral. So keep that in mind. So... But really what caught the airwaves was when he brought up that he did some investigation with some Brazilian gangs. And what Candace said about this, I think just set the world on fire. I don't know about you, but it kind of did with me.
Through the course of 2 days, I was able to get access to one of Rio's largest gangs, Comando Vermelho, and befriend a few of their soldiers who are so dangerous they cannot even leave the favela. Lots of strange things happened to find myself on top of Brazil's largest favela in a destroyed house interviewing gang members of one of the largest gangs in Brazil.
Hey, I'm just going to say I don't believe that at all. I'm sorry. I just, it's so stupid. I'm not even going to tell you why I don't believe it. It's like if you don't know that that's stupid, that he infiltrated the gang in 48 hours. That's so dumb. I'm so tired of dumb. That's not how that works, okay? You don't just go up to gangs on the street as a nice-looking white boy with a camera and say, hey, I just wanted to sort of see what you're doing here. What's going on? Okay, just stop. That's stupid. Of course, that's dumb. I'm sorry, Nick. I know you're young. I hope, whoever is your contact that has you infiltrating Antifa and infiltrating El Salvador at the age of 23 years old, it just feels like Sean Penn young to me. Like, oh, Sean Penn's always there with the cartels, never gets hurt, always is a part of a movie. I don't like stupid. That did not happen, okay?
Okay, what? What do you think happened, Candace? There's video of him down there. What? Okay, so it's just this blanket. I don't think that happened. I don't believe that. I choose not to believe that. What's going on? What do you actually believe? Say something. What do you actually believe? Tell us where you're going with this. That's where it is. It's always just this bringing into doubt with everyone of just this cynicism for everyone about whatever it is. But you actually don't take it out and tell what you're actually really explicitly saying. Just to say about Nick Shirley, he's done some amazing investigation. We just saw what he did in the Somalian daycares up in Minnesota and Michigan and all that, breaking that loose and just like unearthing that where people weren't going in. And that's where he went viral. This is before that. And for Candace to say that he's fake, just to bring doubt his credibility, it's like, why? Why would you say that? And this goes to, what do you actually believe? Because what you actually believe as a person in general is what you do. It's not like, because we think that what we believe in our worldview stems from what is in our head and how we think about something. I just see it as more of a percentage going up and down. You look at things and your doubt, what you think of a situation, it goes up and down percentage wise. But what you do is showing what you really believe. And that her to go against Nick Shirley and like just throw him under the bus with this just shows like kind of her true character, her true like behind the veil, because everything that she's putting forward has been like debunked in so many ways. And I know the people that are just Candace Owens supporters, they're saying that she's completely spot on. The only thing that if she was spot on, because we could say that she's accused everybody of everything and made so many bogus claims. Her thing is it's Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA, that they were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. And they were involved in covering it up, probably involved in getting it going and putting everything orchestrated and everything. But she's not exactly said what it is going on. It's just, we're looking at text messages over here. We're looking at dates over here. can you just sum it up? What do you think actually happened? We're past the, we're just asking questions, investigating things. We need to actually have some actual claims and allegations. What are you saying? And I know it drives me nuts. I don't know if it doesn't drive you nuts at this point, because people are just so bought into that I'm the stupid one. The people that are questioning Candace Owens are the stupid ones. I go to Alex Jones because he's been heavily against what Candace Owens is doing, but he also was asking questions about what happened that day on September 10th. Because there are things that don't seem right, but to just go and say that Erica Kirk is involved or Turning Point USA, like these are people that are Christians. These are people that are people of faith, pastors, some pastors, and it's like they would have to be going against their faith completely and just outright lying, not spilling the beans, not every night, like just being tormented in their soul of, I'm just lying blatantly. Like all these people that are involved at Turning Point, and to say that they're all doing this, it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't make sense. And people that are just buying into what Candace is saying, you're buying just a fairy tale, because there's no actual like evidence. There's no evidence of what she's claiming. She's just making just assertions, and she like just murkies everything so that you can't really isolate and get down to any point. And I know that Erica Kirk and the people at Turning Point are not talking with her, and that's probably driving Candace Owens nuts, because she wants that attention. She wants that validation from them. But there is probably a coordinated decision on their part, because they're in, like, this is going to trial. There are things that they're under NDA. They're under things that they can't say. Like, are they going to get in trouble? Candace Owens is at a point she doesn't care. She can say anything. Probably lawsuits are coming. Probably will be later on down the road that she's going to face something. But what Turning Point USA, the way that where they're at, it's like, just because they're silenced in certain circumstances doesn't mean that they're guilty. And I think that is, I would love Erica Kirk and Turning Point, Andrew Colvett and those guys to have an actual live discussion in front of the cameras for us to see Candace asking questions, not behind closed doors, because it just makes it all obscure. Because we know what happened. Erica and Turning Point met with her back in December, and they probably just said, because Candace came out of it saying it was a good conversation. I got a lot from it. But it was probably Erica just answering her point blank on things that she was saying, and then saying, okay, if you go any further with this, we're going to start pressing charges. We're going to do something regarding, suing you or something like that. And Candace she probably just went in hyperdrive, that pissed her off, and she's just taking it off a cliff now. So I know a lot of people that are supporting Candace. You're either like, tell me, don't just say that you believe her. She's not making any sense. She's not pointing anything out. She's not actually giving any evidence. And we need to see Erica's side. But they're just waiting for the trial. So it's like we're just in this limbo stage that nothing is getting clarified. Nothing is being clear for anyone. And I think the longer it goes on, Candace is going to go off script. She's going to make wild accusations. She's going to just try to throw everyone under the bus like she did with Nick Shirley. It just showed us what her true character is. Because if she's going to say, she looks at what Nick Shirley's doing, we got footage of him down there infiltrating this gang, and then she's like, that didn't happen. That's a sham. That's fake. Why is that fake? Why, we see what he did. Are you saying that he has connections with our government and they're putting him there? Where are you going with this? Why is that fake? It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. All right, we'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think. I know the people that are on the Candace Owens side they're just kind of in this delusional state. But if Candace Owens turns out to be right, and I'm gonna isolate it just about the Erica Kirk. That's her claim. All these other things, the Egyptian planes, all these other Fort Huachuca, and all these other things that she's thrown out there, the French government, Israel. If her thing about Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA turns out to be true, man, I will say, Candace, you're right. I was wrong. But all I see is she's going to come to this as I'm vindicated. No matter what, she gives me that impression. She's going to look like AOC. Remember when AOC did all she could to drive out, not allow Amazon to come to New York? That was that whole thing. and then she got her way, and then she had her feet up and she looked like, I'm vindicated, I'm justified. What did you actually accomplish? You accomplished people not having jobs there. You accomplished things not more economic thriving coming into your city, into your jurisdiction. If Candace is right about this, if she's right about it, I will say I'm sorry, Candace. I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong. I will say that. I will own that. But it just doesn't. It just seems it's just pure smear. All right, we will actually leave it at that. Have a great day, everyone.